Hey guys, Camper15 back at another video for you guys, and I am back with a new episode review for you guys as I am here to talk about a brand new anime that aired today as of Tuesday or Wednesday, June 2nd or July 2nd. And man, was it a very good start. Very interesting start. And the show we're talking about is one of the new summer animes of 2025, and that's Clevatess. Um, I believe on my what I will watch for Summer of Anime 2025, I did say I might talk about it and I might give it a chance. And man, was this show really? It had a really solid start. Really solid start. So. Clevitus, man, it had a gritty vibe to it, and I'm like, okay, what's going on here, and stuff like that, right? So we start off with I guess one of our main characters, Alysia, Alysia Glenfall, and this is when she's a child, and her father's talking about her becoming a hero or about heroes and stuff like that, and basically her life goal is to become a hero and be the big hero, like you see in all these, medieval type of shows where they're the big hero and everything and stuff like that. And I was just like, okay, all right, interesting, right? I'm liking this girl. I'm liking this character, right? And then, you flash forward, she wakes up and everything, because at the end of this flashback moment, she proclaims, like, how she's going to grow to be the strongest hero in the entire world, right? So then she basically wakes up you know, and she's basically out on a mission with these other heroes that were selected through the kingdom to basically go into I guess this dark kingdom, right? This dark void area, and basically take out these dark beasts and basically, I guess, bring the peace to bring the peace to the world, right? And that's kind of the whole thing, right? So you kind of get introduced to some of these fodder characters that end up basically being killed off by Clevitus or by Clevitus eventually, right? But you just see it like, okay, they're a nice bunch. These characters were chosen by the king to be these heroes, 13 heroes. And at first, I was like, oh, is it going to be a type of story where, she's doubted because she's a girl and everything, and she's going to work her way up to become that said hero and defeat this evil bad guy, right? No, that's kind of not how it goes. Now, some dark monsters do come up and attack them, but they handle them with ease, and that's what they kind of do till they come across one of the dark monsters, and that is our other main character, Clevatess. So Clevatess has like this form of like this. He looks like a wolf fused with like a ram, and he's got like these freaking and got like these tails and everything. And they're like, holy crap, that's the dark monster. That's like this god monster, basically, right? And this one guy, like I guess the leader of their group, right, is like, don't worry, guys, we can do this, we can win, we'll do this, I'm the strongest one here, and don't worry, we're gonna get through this, we're gonna beat this guy, and we're gonna go back home victorious. Ah! Next thing in a moment, this dude's body, he gets impaled and he's fucking dead. And the other people look at him and are like, oh. And then you just get a montage of Clevitus basically murking all these other knights, right? Just murking all these knights. And I'm just like, oh, he's just not killing dudes and he's not struggling to do it. He's actually killing these guys with ease. Like, it's probably the most goriest scene of the show so far. If this show was that gory with the kills that this dude Clevitus was doing, I guess I envision that this show is going to continue to be further gory as we continue to go on with this show. But I was just like, oh, like limbs were being cut off, heads were being cut off. Absolutely crazy. Now, Alysia is seeing all this and everything. And also, one of the craziest kills too, mind you. So, also throughout this killing scene or throughout this battle, Clevitus is basically wondering, like, oh, the human race, are they gonna give me a challenge for once? And it kind of seems like there's been like these humans that would come challenge him, but they wouldn't be strong enough. So then he questions, like, why are they killing Dark Beast? You know, how are they strong to kill these other Dark Beasts, but they can't come kill me, right? And he's kind of wondering, like, what's their whole goal? What's their whole mindset? Why do they kill these Dark Beasts, you know, that I rule over, right? So one of the craziest kills was he legitimately, because legitimately, they started to figure him out a bit, but then all of a sudden, right? You know, because they try to fall back. They're like, all right, fall back, fall back. But then all of a sudden, this dude sticks one of his freaking tails, or his tails, and he actually could bring the tail out from their own shadows, and he impaled this dude from his own shadow. I was like, oh my gosh, that is a jeez Louise. Just imagine getting killed, and an attack comes from your own shadow. Absolutely crazy, bro. I saw that and I'm like, oh, so this dude is literally a deity. He's a god. I'm like, how are you gonna beat this dude? Now the thing is, Alysia, it's funny enough, like, for the one guy at the start who first had the death, who was proclaimed as the strongest one out of the bunch, Alysia honestly came out more stronger than half the dudes that basically, you know, were in this group, this hero group, right? Because she was actually like dodging and countering the attacks, and Clevitus is like, this one's kind of interesting. But eventually, Alysia gets basically a damn near killing blow. She loses her leg. She loses her leg, and then she gets badly damaged to the point she basically dies out. Because she bleeds from death, right? And mostly because her freaking leg is cut off, right? And that's kind of it. And she's just like, I'm sorry, Dad. I couldn't be the hero that you want. And we get further backstory about her, that we found out that her dad ended up actually getting killed by a monster. And that's what led her to fully be in the hero and want to be a hero completely. So then she could take out dark monsters, and maybe this could potentially be a storyline. Maybe this is a storyline where she finds the dark monster that ended up killing her own father, and maybe that's kind of what we're going at there. Again, it's because if I was reviewing this right after I watched the episode, I would have probably remembered if they had shown what the monster looked like. But I'm doing this like after I got back home from work. I'm recording this at like 8:56 p.m. at night, right? So she's dead, and I'm like, oh, well, damn. Because I actually genuinely liked Alicia's character. I was like, you can't tell me that's it. Like, you introduced this character who has a lot of motivation and a lot of heart, and I'm getting behind this character, and you killed her off in the first episode. I'm like, are we getting Ocean no Ko all over again? And also, too, she's pretty hot. So there's that, right? I'm sorry, damn it. I love my anime girls. Anyways, so you just have it where Clevatus is like, these humans were pathetic, and they were sent by the king. So he goes to the base of the capital city, right? And he lands down, and he just creates havoc. He starts killing people. The army starts attacking him, saying like, oh, this is the dark monster. And he starts killing them. Now, we see the king, and basically the people within the castle are like, hey, king, you need to get out of here. There's a very evil dark monster. It seemed like he might be here to potentially kill you. We cannot let you, lose your life here. But basically, the king is like, oh, he's come because we attacked him? Well, I want to confront him and, apologize for my actions, essentially. He does confront Clevitus, but Clevitus shows him no fucking mercy. He just kills him right then and there and cuts his head off. And basically, he just destroys this entire kingdom, right? To rubble. But then all of a sudden, you have this one interesting person's like, hey, if you can, spare this child. And you have this baby, right, that's just crying. And this person's like begging Clevitus, like, look, not all humans are bad. Like, take care of this one. If anything, don't kill it. Like it's got so much like life to live. Like please, watch over it, take care of it, raise it, and maybe your opinion about humans will change. And this dude is saying this, like, mind you, in the person's like waning moments. Like the person even confirms, like, I ain't got left to live. I'm probably got a few more breaths left, so I'm gonna die. But basically, Clevitus is like, fine, because he's reluctant to even do this because he doesn't like humans, right? And then he's like, fine, I'll take care of this human for the love of it, right? And basically, the person just keels over and dies, right? So Clevitus takes the baby and just walks back to, like, basically where his home's at, right? Now the baby just won't stop crying, like, and he doesn't know how to raise a baby at all, and he's like, what can I fricking do to make this baby stop crying? Also, the baby was obviously, using the restroom on itself because it's a baby, right? And there's weird, so this man drops this baby in this pit, right? And he puts like these bugs. I'm like, why are you putting these bugs on this baby? But we find out like this baby, that these bugs basically eat, feces, and I guess, gravitates to urine, and in a weird way, it actually cleans the baby off, if anything, because they gravitate to that type of stuff. Which one? I don't know what type of fucking bugs those are. Those are absolutely disgusting. Like, just imagine a bug just only living off your feces and your piss, essentially. Oh, I don't even want to think about that, right? But you get my point. Regardless, he's still having trouble containing this baby and understanding what to do to help this baby. And he's like, I gotta find a human. Maybe a human will able to help me. And then he sees, like, wait a damn minute, I can use this human, right? So he refers to Alysia, and he actually brings Alysia back from the dead. He basically gave her a new leg. Her eye was basically, lost, so she has this freaking scar down her eye. Now I later saw in like other images, especially when I was getting my thumbnail together, she's eventually gonna get an eye patch, and even on the poster it shows she's gonna get an eye patch eventually, but she's still gonna have that scar down her face. And she's like, wait, I'm supposed to be dead, what the hell happened? Clevitus is like, oh, you're up now. And she's like, what the hell? So basically, we kind of find out, like, he infused some of his dark blood into her to bring her back to life and everything, and then also given the ability to basically regrow her leg and everything. Her leg's all messed up still, like it's got some scarring on it, but again, that's the whole thing. Now Alysia is like, I'm not gonna listen to you, right? And basically Cleveland's is like, no, you're going to listen to me. I brought you back to the life. You're my servant now. Like later on in the episode, he actually like, oh, my servant. Like, legitimately, like, Alysia is this dude's slave, right? Now, Alicia's like, what the hell is wrong with this monster? Why would he bring a human back? Now, she overhears the baby crying. He's just like, what the hell are you doing with a baby? And he's like, and Clevitus explains, like, yeah, I was told to take care of this baby. I made a promise to this human that it would take care and raise this baby. So, because you're a woman, well, I need you to do something for me. This baby's hungry. I need you to feed this baby breast milk, essentially, right? And because he's got his blood is in her body, basically in a weird way, and funny enough, it's kind of like if you recently just watched the Ironheart show, where the one evil bad guy, his name is Parker, like physically, like basically what is it, modified Obadiah Stane's son's, what's his face? Body, to where basically it's self-servient. I do what I say, your body's going to do, right? And it's basically the thing. So basically he tells her, like, look, I want you to take your shirt off and I want you to give this baby some breast milk. I'm just like, whoa, what? I'm like, whoa, Pa. I'm like, bro, what? Now this girl is like, I'm not doing that. You must be out of your damn mind. And he's like, fine, if you won't listen to me, then I'm going to just have to force you to do this. So he literally forces her to basically take her armor plate off, raise up her shirt. Now, if you're wondering, do we see any booba? Do we see any nipples, I guess you can say. Some, do we see boobs in the nude, right? No, we don't. They cut away from that because they have it to where she screams and everything, and we don't see it. And like she even takes a bath later on in the episode in the lake, and they basically blur out. They basically have a more focus on something closer, but they blur her whole out thing out. So if you were thinking you're gonna get some, if you're thinking just because the show's gritty and everything and gory and everything, you're gonna get some nudity in the show. Well, no, you're not gonna get any nudity in this show. So yeah, there's that. So I guess the only thing is what will happen is Alysia will probably be Rule 34 soon. I bet you could go on Rule 34 right now, and I bet you it can find this chick's, I can already find this chick's art. And you already know how Rule 34 goes when it comes to art like that, right? So we find out, like, okay, dude forced her to try to feed the baby through giving breast milk, but the thing is, it didn't work. And Clevitus is like, "Why didn't it work? What the heck is wrong with you?" And basically, Alysia is like, "Bro, I'm a virgin. I am not married. I haven't given birth to a child, so I can't produce, milk from my chest. Only people who have given birth can do that." Which honestly, I actually never knew that. Never knew that. Call me crazy. I actually never knew that. I never knew that. I thought, it doesn't matter. I guess if you reach like a certain age of your woman, you could be able to produce that type of milk from your chest area. But I never knew like you technically have to give birth to do that. But then again, my mom is a home birth person, and she kind of knows about that stuff because she does do home births and stuff like that, and she does deal with babies and things like that. So I don't know. Now, I'd never dare ask my mom that type of question. I would only ask my mom that question if, like, I had a girlfriend who just gave birth to a child and stuff like that. But I was actually kind of a fun fact that, surprisingly enough, I didn't even know. So please do not put in the comment section. You should have known that. Anyways, um, basically, Alicia's like, look, if you're gonna want to take care of this baby, you're gonna have to get like some sort of doctor to basically be able to raise the child the right way and give you advice. And he's like, okay, well then let's go find one. Now she's like, whoa, whoa, you cannot show up looking like that, in that form, because people are gonna be afraid of you if you look in that monster form trying to look for some doctor. And he's like, you know what? Okay, fine, yeah, you're right. So then he transforms into a human, more humanoid looking point. It's just he's got a horn sticking out, right? And basically, Alysia like, who is this? What is this? Is this what you really look like? And he's like, no, I just took the form of the last person that I just saw, the last person that I died, who entrusted me this baby, right? Also, we find out he gives the baby a name, right? And the baby's name is called Luna. Now, Luna looks kind of like, he's got like the elf ears and got like a pink hair. Don't know if Luna's like a girl or a boy. I guess off the name Luna, it's a girl. So there's that, right? Now, funny enough, we do somewhat, I guess, see her father, right? And because her father goes through the rubble area of the Capitol, and he's like, "What the hell?" Now he doesn't bring up like where I hope my, I wonder what happened to my kid and everything, or if he was afraid that his kid may have got caught in the crossfire and died. So that's potentially setting up an angle or storyline down the road where eventually he's going to come across Clevatus and Alysia, and he's going to see the baby, he's going to see Luna, and he's going to be like, "That's my child, give her back," right? So there's that, right? So they end up going on this whole thing, and he also tells Alysia, like, no, you're coming too. You're not just gonna be let go free and everything. So you're my servant, and that's what you're going to do to follow me. Right? So there's that. So they go on. Again, Luna's giving them some trouble and everything, and it's funny because Alysia has to basically wash Luna and everything, and because Alysia doesn't know how to handle children, right, especially babies, she's learning this for the first time, and she ends up actually getting peed on, right, which was absolutely hilarious. And Clevitus is like, I told you should have worked faster, because she was going to use the restroom, because Luna was going to use the restroom, which was funny. And he's basically like, look, you need to go clean yourself. You're gonna smell like dog shit and piss and everything. Go clean yourself, please. You're already stinking up the room anyways, right? Which is absolutely crazy to say that, right? Because technically, in a weird way, even though she got brought back to life, she's kind of like a fucking zombie, if we're being honest, right? So there's that, right? So basically, what happens is after that, or during this, she actually finds out that Luna apparently is also of royal blood. Like she tells this to Clevatess and like, and she's like, dude, this baby is of royal blood. With this freaking cloth that you had, she apparently like this baby is clearly royal blood, and you took somebody royal blood. And Clevatess is like, interesting. Okay, let's do this thing, right? So then they're walking, and then they get ambushed by these bandits, right? And Clevitus gets hit, and he gets hit in the back of his head, and he just basically falls over and bleeds out. Now, Alysia is like, oh, "Come on, Clevitus, you're joking. You're not taken down for the count right there." Because even me at first, I'm thinking, especially if you're the audience, you're thinking like, "Oh, he probably pissed. He's gonna kill this bandit, right?" No, this dude kills over, starts bleeding profusely on the ground off a hit to the freaking back of the head, right? And eventually, Alicia's like, "Oh, so you're not getting up? Well, that's just great." And then she screams, and she ends up getting knocked on the bed. And it's like, "Oh, shut up and stop your screaming," right? So then, next thing you know, you have it where Alysia, she's waking up again, but it's in the same area where, the start of the episode happened, where she's waking up amongst the other heroes. And even I was like, wait, are they gonna do some sort of like time type of thing where like if every time Alysia dies, she gets like brought back to a point in time? I'm thinking like, oh, are we getting like somewhat something to do with ReZero type of stuff going on here? And I'm just like, oh, or maybe it's just like a dream sequence where, it just never fucking happened. Nope, it fucking happened. Because Clevitus is like, hey, Alysia, good, you finally woke up. We've been captured, right? And that's kind of where the episode ends off there. And yeah, now I'm like, bro, Clevitus, you're a fucking boss monster. You can easily probably break out of this shit with ease. But it seems like he wants to find out, like, oh, I want to find out what's gonna happen to us next, because he wants to find out and understand what humans do, why they do what they do. But overall, for a start to a show, it was really damn good. I really did enjoy this show. So far, when I was looking over YouTube, I haven't seen some of my more favorite YouTubers talk about this show or do a review of it yet, so I'll probably scour YouTube again and see if anybody reacted or did a review to this episode and talked about it. But it seems like it could be a solid show, especially about a boss monster raising this kid and also finding out, more about how humans act. I think it's clear that he's going to realize, because he believes like all humans are bad. But I think the whole point is he's going to realize that some humans, yes, there are bad humans out there, and there are bad humans that do detestable and disgusting things, like these bandits, for example, right? But at the end of the day, I feel like he's going to understand, he's going to find out and learn, especially probably more than likely through Alysia, and especially through Luna, the baby, that regardless of the bad people out in the world, there are good people, are good humans in the world as well. And those are the people that honestly you shouldn't kill. So it's gonna be interesting to see where it goes. Definitely interested. I do like the design of Clevitus in his human form, and I do like his character. His character is funny because he kind of acts like in that sarcastic tone, but at the same time he's also serious. And then I do like Alysia's character, where she's basically reacting and she's acting dumbfounded how this dude Clevitus is like, he does not fucking get it. He don't get it. And she's kind of like, what the hell did I do to deserve that? I should be dead. So, but basically, she's gonna be helping Clevitus take care of this baby because he's her slave. So there's that. But anyways, that's all I gotta say about Clevitus. I did enjoy the first episode. Definitely can't wait to talk about the next episode, episode 2, and things like that. So yeah, but if you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts, hit that subscribe button if you want to get more Clevitus anime content or any other anime content I upload to the channel and stuff like that. Dawn to Dawn, their episode review, it will be coming tomorrow, probably late tomorrow night. Now the thing is, The thing is, I'll see it in the morning. I just won't review it in the morning because typically I'm gonna review it with my co-host Red Wolf. So the thing is, when I get back from work, which is more than likely gonna be late at night, because it is because we're technically having something in regards to the 4th of July, even though it's the day before it. It will probably be a late review. If not, we may just review it the actual 4th of July. Again, barring if my friend doesn't go out of town for whatever reason. And if he does, then I'll be doing that review solo when I have the time to. So yeah, but I'm very excited for Dawn to Dawn tomorrow because I've been waiting to see that show. But expect Dawn to Dawn either tomorrow or on Friday. But yeah, but other than that, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Catch you guys in the next video. Till then, guys, stay safe out there and have a great rest of your day or your night or enjoy this video. Till then, guys, peace.